Hello everyone. Gosh, you've had a busy week. I've had some lovely photographs come to me on my email of you being superheroes and doing amazing things. It's been so lovely to see your costumes. Thank you so much for keeping in touch by email. It's really nice to see your pictures and to see how you're all managing. Well, we've had a busy week being superheroes at home, haven't we? This week we're going to be looking at superheroes closer to home. So we're going to be looking at those people who help us within our community. And I'm not just talking about nurses and doctors. I'm talking as well about people who work in our supermarkets, people who help with caring in all sorts of different ways, people who do the cleaning in the hospitals. All sorts of superheroes are helping us at the moment. And so it's a really nice time for us to think about those. But also, it's a time for us to think about ourselves and what we can do at home to make ourselves superheroes. What can we do at home to become proper superheroes who can save the world? I've got a story about that. Here we are. It's called George Saves the World by Lunchtime. Gosh, Joe Reedman and Lee Honor Roberts wrote the story, so I'd like to share that with you now. Here we are. It starts off with a very big picture of some things that we can do, and it asks us to remember the 4 R's. Repair, reduce, reuse, and recycle. I wonder if you can spot any examples of that in the story when I'm reading it. You have a look, see what you can see. Here we go. What are you going to do today, George? Asked Grandpa one sunny Saturday morning. Today, said George, I'm going to save the world. Good plan, said Grandpa. Flora and I will help you. Let's see if we can save the world by lunchtime. George was keen to get on and save the world. He quickly ate his breakfast and tossed his leftovers in the bin. Slow down, George, said Grandpa. We might be able to use some of that again. But it's rubbish, said George, looking puzzled. Aha! laughed Grandpa. Don't be too sure. Now turn that light off, Superboy, said Grandpa, and we'll hang out the washing. I don't have time to hang out the washing, said George. I'm a world-saving superhero, you know. Exactly, said Grandpa. Saving electricity will help you save the world. Let's sort out your room now, said Grandpa. Let's not, grumbled George. I'm saving the world, remember? We'll take your old stuff to a charity shop. Then that will help save the world, said Grandpa. Said George. Grandpa looked at George's broken car. I can fix that if you like, Grandpa told him. You'll have to do it this morning, Grandpa, said Flora, if we're going to save the world by lunchtime. George and Flora went downstairs for a drink. We can sort the rubbish for recycling now, said Grandpa. Oh, Grandpa, this isn't what I meant. By saving the world, said George crossly. Maybe not, said Grandpa, but we're doing it for real. For real, said George. Yes, said Grandpa, smiling. You've been saving the world all morning. George followed Grandpa out into the garden. I was only playing a game before, he said, but I'd much rather save the world for real. What can I do next? Well, you can put Fluffy's poo on the compost heap with all the other vegetable waste, said Grandpa. Soon it will turn into food for the plants. Yuck, said George. He was glad he wasn't a plant. The compost didn't look at all tasty. "We'll go into town now," said Grandpa, "and do some recycling." "But we haven't got the car today," said George. "So we'll cycle, which means we won't be wasting any petrol," said George. "Exactly," said Grandpa. The charity shop in town was such fun that George almost forgot he was saving the world. "Say goodbye to your old clothes and books," said Grandpa. "But say hello to a fancy dress," said Flora. Meanwhile, George had spotted something very useful. Next stop, the recycling centre. Crash, tinkle, crunch. George was having a smashing time at Bottle Bank. "Now none of this will be wasted, will it?" asked Flora. "No," said Grandpa. "It's all going to be turned into useful things again." On the way home, Grandpa, George and Flora called in on the farmer's market. "Can we take a break from saving the world now?" asked George. "I fancy one of those strawberry tarts." "Don't worry," answered Grandpa, buying 4 of them. "Eating those strawberry tarts helps save the world too." "Oh, it's nearly lunchtime. We'd better cycle home." And then it was lunchtime. "I hear you've been saving the world while I was out," said Mum. "Yes," said George. "Grandpa helped us. He's a world-saving grandpa, super grandpa." "All in a morning's work," said Grandpa. "I think I'll take a rest this afternoon." Oh, my goodness. Now, do you remember those 4 R's? On each of these pages, there was a little section. So here, it talked about the 4 R's here. Reduce, so use less of everything. Reuse, clean it up and use it again. They've used a yogurt pot there to plant. Repair, so mend those things that get broken. And recycle, turn it into something else quite useful. Here we talk about reducing electricity. Let the wind and sun dry the washing instead of the tumble dryer. That's a really good way to save electricity. And it's been so nice. I've been able to get all my washing out, so I've been saving the world a little bit. Reuse. So use some stuff that you don't have, that needs mending or that you've not read before. So you could play with a game again. You could read a favourite book again. You could wear it again. Repair things that need mending. So you can stick books or you can get your shoes repaired at the cobbler's. Lots of ways that we can repair things. And recycling, that's a really good thing to do. In my house, I've got 5 separate bins. I've got one for the garden waste. I've got one for paper. I've got one for bottles and cans. And I've got the main bin for all the things that can't go in there. And I've got a food waste bin. I'll show you that in a moment. So we can recycle. And if you've got things for recycling, Sainsbury's at Bell Green have got the recycling bank. So they've got all of those things, all of those big bins where you can recycle just as they did in the story. So just say to your mummy, "Can we recycle all of our plastics today, mummy?" And then when you go out for your walk, you can take some recycling and put it in there. This is my recycling bin. This is my food waste bin. Can you see it? It's quite small. It just sits on the top of my counter in my kitchen. And when I use any food, any that I'm wasting, any that I can't use, so I put it in here. So I had eggs this morning, so I've got eggshells. Go in there. It doesn't smell very nice, but it very quickly fills up, and then we change it and we get another bag, and we fill up a special bag, and all of that stuff goes with the binman and they use it for making food. And our bottles are recycled to make new bottles. Paper's recycled to make new paper. So by doing all of these things, we can help save the world. I wonder what you can do in one morning to help save the world. Have a think about it and let us know, won't you, what you've managed to do. It'd be really nice to see. All right, take care, stay well, stay safe, stay at home. Won't be long before we're all back together again. Bye now.